Just turning on my video camera here. I'm going to attempt to do a little Instagram TV while I'm recording this podcast. So that could be interesting, all this multitasking going on. So I'm just having an absolutely fabulous day today. It's Wednesday, and I just launched this podcast officially, told people that it was alive yesterday. So a couple of things. So basically I had pre-recorded 5 episodes because I wanted to have some sort of content on there. So if somebody, decided to go and check it out, that there wasn't just the one launch podcast episode. So I had pre-recorded 5 episodes. I had a super busy day yesterday, but I was really excited. I was really energized, and it was only about, I think it was like 9 o'clock maybe, or even after 9 o'clock, when I got my last episode uploaded. And Brian came home. He was actually out meeting a friend, and I said, so I've got everything ready to go, and I said I was going to launch it today. So should I put it out on Facebook, or should I put it on Instagram, that it's there, And I mean, it's kind of funny, right? Because it's like, I definitely am practicing what I preach, because, I'm working with women all the time, and I'm inspiring them to go after what they want, and to get out there and to take chances and to live their very best lives. But, it's inside every one of us. I had this little moment of like, oh, what if I put it out and somebody thinks, oh, what's Janice doing? What's this all about? And then I went, you know what, Janice, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just get it out there. And, it's been awesome, because I've had such fabulous feedback already. I don't know. I think I've maybe had like 30 listens or something so far. So it's not like, I'm breaking world records with my podcast, but from just putting it out there and letting people know on social media that I've got a podcast, I've had people listen to it and come back with like really awesome feedback, really like women that I really, really, think are fabulous and that I really admire. So that means a lot to me, that people are listening and they're really, really enjoying it. So absolutely fabulous. So out of those people that really gave me some nice feedback and said lovely things, there was a few of them that I really wanted to have on as guests. So today I had that on my priority list for the day, that I was going to make a list of really fabulous women that I think are so inspiring and they're doing great things to come on and be guests. I was going to invite them. And I'm not going to tell you who the first one is, but I am so excited when this lady comes on, because she will just blow your socks off. She is so awesome. So I'm just really, really excited. So I'm going to be going crazy here over the next couple of weeks, recording these podcasts with these amazing women. So I'm really excited for you guys, because you don't want to just listen to little old me all the time. It'll be nice for you to get these really awesome ladies on here, sharing their experience, sharing their story. So it's going to be fabulous. What I wanted to talk to you about today, aside from how excited I am about the whole thing, I've been reading Rachel Hollis's book, Girls Stop Apologizing. I'll just show all these people here. Awesome book. If you don't know anything about Rachel Hollis, I'm sure that you do. She is a lady from America. She's married. She's got 4 kids. And she has built like this amazing media empire. Now she goes all over the world talking, keynote speaking, going in and motivating teams in big companies. She's written numerous books. She puts on a couple of huge events a year, and which I would love to go to sometime. There's actually a program they made, I don't want to screw this up, on Amazon Prime. There's a program called Made for More, and it's a documentary about her and about making these events. So I watched that and I was like, oh my God, I need to go to one of those one of these days. It's just like women just, you know, super going for it, and just like a weekend of total empowerment and motivation and inspiration. And it's just looks absolutely fantastic. So she had apparently written fiction books based on her life. And then she wrote her first nonfiction book called Girl Wash Your Face, which went like through the roof. Everybody was just in love with this book. So I stumbled upon her, I think through a girlfriend that happened to mention her, and then I started checking her out on social media and stuff. But anyway, she's really fun. And her husband actually do a podcast, and they also do like Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives, and they're like super, super hilarious. So Rachel Hollis. So anyway, I'm reading her second book now, Girl Stop Apologizing. And I was reading a chapter last night in bed, and it was actually making me laugh because it resonated with me so much, because I feel really fortunate that I have a husband who is really supportive and really he pitches in. Like he's like, actually I'm recording this podcast right now and he's downstairs making dinner. So for many, I'm not gloating. That's not like I'm the only person that has a husband that cooks. Don't get me wrong. But I know that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of ladies that maybe their partners, you know, don't do as much. So what I wanted to bring this back to was the chapter of the book that I was reading was basically about asking for help. Because a lot of times we're our own worst enemy. And I know that I used to be this way, right? So I don't have any children. Brian and I don't have any children. Brian has a daughter from a previous marriage, and we have beautiful grandchildren, but Brian and I never had children together. So since we've been together, it's been like, you know, we both have been out working, having our own businesses. So, you know, the whole like dividing of chores and things, you know, we were both out working full time doing our thing. So previous to this, you know, I've always been like, feeling like I had to do everything. It was my responsibility. I have to work. I have to do the grocery shopping. I have to do the laundry. I have to do the cleaning. I have to do the cooking for the most part, and the cleaning up of the cooking and all of this kind of stuff. And I think where it came from, and it was sort of brought into my mind from reading this book last night, was, you know, we bring those things from our past experiences and from our childhood. So I lived in a family where my mom, when we were young and when we were at school, my mom stayed home and took care of the kids, and my dad went out to work. And there was, beyond that, even once we were older and my mom went back to work part-time, it was still very much roles were divided. Yes, my dad is a good cook and he would cook sometimes, but, you know, my dad did, like, he fixed stuff, and he, you know, I built things and that, right? He wasn't vacuuming or dusting, right? My mom was doing that. My dad was not doing laundry. So I think just, you know, I just grew up with those sorts of ideals and just went forward going, oh, this, you know, so I got to do the laundry and I got to cook. And I think probably even thinking that, I know this sounds terrible. If there are any guys tuning in here, I'm going to be in trouble. But feeling like, oh, they wouldn't do it properly. I've got to do it because I want it done right. I want the laundry done right. They'll screw it up or whatever. But then this is what I was thinking about the other day. So Brian and I remember it as plain as day, because I had opened my own business, a hair salon, and I was super busy. Like, you know, it's my first business. It's like do or die. You know, you never say no to a client. I'm working crazy hours, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And Brian was, obviously he was working full time, but, you know, I like to have a clean home, and of course he does as well. So I would be like, wanting to, he used to like watching car racing, NASCAR racing on a Sunday. And he would be sitting there, and it would be the only day, because I used to work Tuesday to Saturday. So then, Sunday would just be, it would just be the day where I'd be like, okay, I want to get all the chores out of the way that I haven't, finished, do up the laundry and everything. And then I can have a day off before I go back to work. So I'd be like vacuuming and stuff, and he'd be sitting there watching the TV, and he'd be getting annoyed at me because he wanted to watch TV, and he'd be thinking, why do you need to do that right now? Like, I'm trying to watch a program. Why do you have to choose? And I'm like, because I want to have a clean house, and I don't want to wait the whole day, because these car races took like all day, to be able to clean the house. So I would like be stomping around furiously, because inside I was getting to the point where I was like, I don't want to do all this. I don't want to have to clean the whole house and do all the laundry and everything else, right? So it was so funny, because I remember we were telling clients this story the other day. It's a couple that we're working with, and they're having some stuff going on, in business, and married people and business and stuff. It all kind of intertwines. So unfortunately, your personal life doesn't end where your business life starts. It all goes hand in hand, especially if you're husband and wife and you're in business together. So we were telling them, or I was telling them this story. So I remember stomping around, and I had vacuumed, and I was like totally frustrated because I'm huffing and puffing, and he's ignoring me and watching the TV, right? So I pull the garbage out from underneath the kitchen sink, and I go to tie it. I lift it up on the kitchen counter, and I went to tie it, and my hand slipped, and I ripped the bag, and all the garbage went like all over the kitchen counter that they had just cleaned, right? Like I just totally cleaned the kitchen top to bottom. All the crap all over the counter, all over the floor, everywhere. And I was just like, I thought I was going to lose my mind. So it was at that moment I had a conversation with Brian, and I was just like, you know what? You and I are both working full time. We're doing this, we're doing that. I'm not doing all this on my own. You got to start pitching in. And the penny kind of dropped for him. And it's not like he wasn't doing anything, but I was certainly doing the lion's share at that time. And we hadn't been together. We'd maybe been together, I don't know, a few years at that point, a couple of years. But I was doing the lion's share of the stuff around the house. So anyway, the penny dropped for him. He's like, yeah, that's not fair. I got to pitch in more. So ever since then, I've been blessed that he has been absolutely fabulous, and he gets stuck in, and we do cleaning together, or he'll throw in a load of laundry, or like I say, tonight he's cooking dinner. So I'm very fortunate that way. So Rachel Hollis was talking, after my long-winded story, Rachel Hollis in her book was talking about asking for help. And that's what brought me to that, is because I don't know how long it would have taken Brian to realize how frustrated I was with the situation, because as women, a lot of times we internalize that stuff, because we feel like if we ask for help that we're saying that we can't manage it. But the fact of the matter is, we shouldn't have to manage it all, right? So what I would say to you, I've done something now, and here I'm admitting it to the world. It's taken me all this time to do this, but I finally got a lady comes in every second week. So it's not like I don't do anything around the house, but a lady comes in every second week and cleans my house. And I swore, I was like, all my life I've been like, I don't have kids. I don't have an excuse that I can't clean my own house and all this stuff. But I finally got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't love cleaning my house, and I can think of so many other things that I'd rather be doing. I'm a very busy person, and I like, my downtime. So if I can have somebody that comes in and they're super efficient and can clean my house in a couple of hours, that makes me really happy that I don't have to do it. So, asking for help. I know there's a lot of people a lot of ladies especially out there that don't take enough time for themselves, for the downtime, for the the self-care, the just going out for coffee with a girlfriend, or booking an afternoon in the spa, even if you want to really push the boat out, do something like that, because they feel like, oh, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got the kids to pick up, I've got, whatever. But I think that that's something really, really important that we have to look at, is that it's okay to ask for help. You know, it's okay to say, I need some me time. Can you please do this for me, husband? Or mom, can you take the kids for the afternoon? I really want to spend some time with my girlfriend, or I really just need some downtime by myself, or whatever the case is. And I think that we need to do that. We really, really need to do that guilt-free is the other thing, you know. We tend to go into these patterns where we think, oh, I shouldn't really, you know, that's pretty irresponsible if I get, you know, mom to pick up the kids from school. No, it's not. It's about taking care of yourself and doing great things for yourself, so you do have the energy to give to everybody else. So yeah, if you haven't read that book, either one of those books, so there's Rachel Hollis, Girl, Wash Your Face, and there's her second book, the one that I'm referring to in this podcast, Girl, Stop Apologizing. I think you'll really like it. She's a lot of fun. It's really written in a light-hearted way, but it's a really, really great message, you know. So check it out. I think that's all I have to say for today. I'm just trying to think, was there anything else I wanted to talk to you about? I think that's it. So what I'll do is I'll call it a day. I'm going to go downstairs and see how supper's coming along, because I am absolutely ravenous. And I will be back tomorrow with another episode of Whole New Life Podcast. And I might even be able to reveal to you one or two of my fabulous upcoming guests. So until then, have a fabulous day, and I will see you in the next episode of Whole New Life Podcast. See you soon. Bye, everybody.